Hi boys and girls. This week we're going to be talking about color. Now there are a lot of ways that we can separate color. There are a lot of ways that we can talk about color. There are a lot of different vocabulary words and ways that we sort our colors. So the first way that we're going to talk about is just our color wheel. And really the color wheel is in the same order as a rainbow. So we have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Red, orange, yellow. Let me keep them in the right order. And with our colors, there are so many ways that we can use color in our art. And these are just the basic colors that I'm doing, but you're going to learn how to make them darker, how to make them lighter, how to mix them together. There are a lot of ways that we can use color in our art. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about are our primary colors. Primary colors are the three colors, the only three colors that we need to mix the other colors. So our primary colors are, these here. Our primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. With the primary colors right here, these three colors, we can mix them to make all the other colors, not just orange and green and purple, but colors like blue green and blue violet and even browns. So all we need are these three colors. So if you are using paint or markers or even crayons, you can overlap them to mix to make those colors. The second set of colors are secondary, and secondary colors are what happens when we mix two primary colors. So we have red and we mix it with yellow. Red and yellow together make, let's see if you can guess what it is. Orange. If you've ever mixed mustard and ketchup together, you may have gotten an orange dipping sauce. The next colors are yellow and blue. So in between yellow and blue, now we have green and purple left. What color do you think will go between yellow and blue? If you said green, then you are absolutely right. So we have a green, the yellow lightens the blue up to make it into a green. All right, and then our last two colors are red and blue. And red and blue mixed together, they make our last color, which is purple. And we have them in a wheel because if you were ever wondering, if you ever only had red, yellow, and blue paint and you couldn't remember what two colors you would need to mix, and you say, oh, I really need green. So you can look at green on the color wheel. You can look to the right and see that you need blue, and to the left and see that you need yellow, and you know, okay, I need to mix these two colors to make green. Same thing, if you were trying to mix orange, you would say, oh, I need red and yellow to mix orange. Now, if you ran out of red, you cannot mix orange and purple to make red. If you mix orange and purple, it's going to make brown. So our primary colors, they cannot be mixed. So red, yellow, and blue, they can't be mixed by any other colors. They are the original set, and if you run out, you have to go buy another bottle of paint or get another crayon or another marker. Red, yellow, and blue cannot be mixed together. Another way that we can separate them is by warm and cool colors. So warm colors are the colors of things that are hot, like fire or the sun, and those three colors are red, orange, and yellow. It's the first three colors of the rainbow. Our cool colors, things like snow and ice and cool green grass, are green, blue, and purple. So it's just split in half. The first half are warm, the second half are cool. And when you really look at them together, when I see these three colors, they look very warm to me. They really do. And these colors remind me of cool things. The last thing that we're going to talk about are complementary colors. So let me set out my color wheel again. Complementary colors are across from each other on the color wheel, and they actually help each other stand out and help complement each other. So if you were painting a picture of an apple and you painted your apple, and you would say, all right, well, now what color is going to be behind or around the apple? You might decide to choose the complementary color because that'll help the apple stand out. It won't camouflage the apple. If you had a red apple and you colored orange in the background, it might actually make the apple less noticeable. So we have red, and right across from red is green. So red and green are complementary colors, kind of like our Christmas colors. They help each other stand out. Blue and orange are also complementary colors. So if you were painting a picture of an orange, you might want to put a blue background. And then purple and yellow are our complementary colors. So purple and yellow help each other stand out. So those are across. Fun thing is, if you mix yellow and purple, you'll get a dark shade of brown, sometimes even a black if you just use a little bit of yellow. Same thing with orange and blue and red and green. When you mix your complementary colors together, it will make different shades of brown and sometimes even black. So our complementary colors are important to help stand out, but also when we are doing some color mixing. So we are going to be practicing our color mixing today. If you are at home and you don't have paint, you can still use crayons by blending them together. So, and you can use markers by blending them together or overlapping the colors. So if I wanted to use red and yellow, so the paint that we're going to use today in this video, we're going to be using red, yellow, and blue. But if you only have crayons, you only have markers, you can still overlap. So if I put some yellow here, and I'm kind of pushing down, making it a little darker, and I put a little blue on top, you're going to see that that blue is actually turning green. And if you really want to blend it in, put a little bit more yellow on top. Okay, and now you have a green. It's a little more grainy. You can see a texture to it, but you can see that it's not yellow and it's not blue. It actually turned green. So you can overlap. You can do this project with crayons, colored pencils, markers. I think it would be a great idea to explore how different materials color mix in different ways. So if you decide to mix it in a different way, that is an awesome experiment. It's really fun to explore how different colors mix to make new colors. Before we start our color mixing, we are going to read a book that I recently found that I have really enjoyed, and I hope that you enjoy it as much as I did. Honeysmoke, A Story of Finding Your Color by Monique Fields, illustrated by Yesenia Moises. Simone wants a color. She asks Mama, "Am I black or white?" "Boo," Mama says, just like mamas do, "a color is just a word." She asks Daddy, "Am I black or white?" "Well," Daddy says, just like daddies do, "you're a little bit of both." But Simone wants a color, one of her very own. At lunch, she asks her friends, "What color am I?" You're black like me," one answers. No, you're white like me," says another. "You could be one or the other," a third says. Simone stares at her feet. No one knows her color. During recess, Simone sways back and forth on a tire swing, and the black rubber stains her hands and clothes. It's not her color. Inside the classroom, Simone creates a flower. A drop of white glue kisses her skin. It's not her color. Simone wants a color, one that shows who she is on the inside and the outside. She snuggles with the bears in the reading corner. One is the color of chocolate, the other peanut butter. She places their small hands on top of hers. Neither chocolate nor peanut butter is her color. She has two colored pencils, one brown, the other pink. She draws a girl with one and colors her in with the other. Simone isn't brown or pink. Simone wants a color, one that tells her story. She studies her parents up and down during dinner. She looks them up, then down. Mama's skin reminds her of the honey from the beehives at Grandma's house. Daddy's looks like the smoke that billows from Grandpa's train. Just before she climbs into bed, Simone discovers her color. Mama, she says, you're like honey and just as sweet. Boo, she says, like mamas do. I'll never be as sweet as you are. And Daddy, you're the smoke. You're the strongest man I know. Well, he said, like daddies do, you're the strongest girl I know. Simone knows her color. She is honey smoke. The next day, she sees her color written in the clouds, in the tree leaves and on the grass. And she writes it on her schoolwork, on the classroom window, and in the chalk on the playground. Colors are words. Words are colors. Discover your color word. Terracotta clay, sun quartz, Arctic pearl, autumn gold, bronze leaf, brass pebble, sandstone, rising sun, ruby fire, copper storm, sugar coal. Write your color word here. We are going to be doing the 100 color challenge. And you can see on my plate I have the 3 primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, and I also have black and white. And on our papers, you're going to be mixing the colors. Mine are already starting to mix on my paper because these are really liquidy colors. But what you're going to do is you are going to start, hold on, I did not put water in my cup. You're going to start with just your basic colors. And we're going to try to mix 100 different colors. And hopefully, as you're mixing these colors, you'll be able to find a color for your skin, and then you can come up with your color word just like honey smoke. Okay, so I'm going to start with red. So all I'm going to do is just put a little red shape. All right, don't make it too big because we got to try to fit 100 colors on here. Now with my red, I'm going to mix a little bit of yellow. So I just put a little yellow right on my paintbrush, and I'm just mixing them together. All right, so this is probably more of like a red orange. You can see it's a little bit lighter, so I'm going to add a little bit more yellow. And you can really make any shape that you want. All right, maybe I'll add a little bit more yellow to that one. But try to make sure that you mix it all the way up. I know it looks really pretty when it's swirled together, but we want to mix it all the way so we can see exactly what color it made. So now I have orange. Now I'm going to see what happens if I put a little bit of blue on my brush. Let's see, and I'm going to move down here. Okay, so now you can see I'm mixing it up. Now that I have red and yellow and blue on my brush, I have come up with a very dark brown. It might even look like black on your screen. Now I'm wondering what would happen if I add a little bit of white. So far I have not rinsed my brush out. I'm just seeing what happens as I'm adding more colors to my brush. All right, so this time I add a little bit of white, so now you can see it's like a gray. Okay, now let's see what happens if I put some more red. Now see, that's pretty similar to that. So I might say, well, what would happen if I added some more blue and mix that in? So if you do create 2 colors that are similar, you can just add another color over top. That is kind of like a dark purple. Okay, I'm going to add some more yellow to my brush. So you're just exploring and adding different colors. Let's try some black. I haven't put any black on my brush yet. And if we're trying to make 100 colors, we'll want 10 shapes down and 10 shapes across. I hope that I can do that. All right, so all the colors I'm making are pretty dark. And remember, I really want to try to mix my skin tone. So I'm going to keep adding white. Now, right now I do have a lot of dark on my brush, so I'm going to go ahead and rinse it out. And remember, when you rinse your brush, just drag it along the edge so that the water goes in. Don't tap it, it'll splatter water everywhere. Just pull it along the edge. I'm going to start with some white. Oh, I did have a little bit of my color left over, but that's okay. Maybe a little bit of yellow in there. A little bit of red. Whoops, that was a lot of red. Let's try a little bit of blue. I keep going too dark. Put mine, I guess right so far, that one. So maybe I do need to put a little bit more yellow in here. Okay, it's a little pinker. I'm going to paint some paint here and then add some white to it. Not bad. Okay, let's put this color right here again before I add anything else to it. I'm going to try to add a little bit more yellow. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay. So you can see I'm just laying my arm on there so I can look and see where I'm at. Just a tiny bit of red, that's too much. Still too much. Still too much. Mix that in. I really love some of the colors that I've made. I tried to make them each different. You'll notice as they dry, they'll start to lighten up a little bit. So hopefully with the 100 colors that you mixed, you might be able to find something that's pretty close to your skin tone, and then you can come up with a color for it. I'm still thinking about what I want my color name to be. So I will think about it. You might not know right away. You might know before the end of this lesson, or you might have to think about it, or maybe in a week you'll say, oh, I know what it is. But your color word can take some time and thought and have meaning behind it, and that makes it even that much more special. All right, I will see you next week. Bye.